Stonehill Inn, which is where you stayed. Toblin Stonehill is the proprietor, the owner of the building. Well, as you can see, everyone else is in their beds, and you two are at the bar. But hey, as you guys wake up in the morning, Billy here, who will go ahead and Billy goes up to Mama, and he's like, "Look, I have to leave. I can't tell you why, but I have to leave."
Your son Billy's like, "Ma, look, I gotta go. I can't tell you why, but it's important. I'll be back. I'll meet you right here at the Stonehill Inn, but I gotta go." Queef in Billy's face.
So Jared, go ahead and roll acrobatics for me.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, so a 19. So you definitely successfully queef in his face. So when he least expected, right as he's walking out the door, he's just about to get out there, and then and it actually knocks him like silly, almost unconscious, and he just gives you this look like, "Thank you, I love you, goodbye." And Billy goes off on his adventure. We hear Mara and Sir High talking, and even with the best hearing, you couldn't understand what they were saying. They were trying their damnedest. And as they continue to talk, they both sneak out and disappear. And they don't say a word to either of you. Sildar tells you, he comes out to the front and he tells everybody, "I need to talk with y'all in a few minutes, but please enjoy your morning." So Sildar, go ahead. He goes and takes off, and Corlin also comes out, and he comes out to the front, and he meets Mama in the hallway, and he gives Mama just a very stern look, but he doesn't say anything, and he just looks at you when he sees you. He doesn't say anything. It's very uncomfortable. You want to know where the trail goes? That's what you're asking him. He looks at you with an even colder look. And he says, "I'm going to find out." And he sneaks off and disappears. As you guys, are kind of conversating, talking about like this weird shit that just happened. These people just bailed on you. Like your party just bailed on you.
Where did the elf man and Sir High and the elf wench, where the fuck did they all disappear to? I don't know, man. Happy birthday to you. Why are you singing it like with Marilyn Monroe? Because.
All right. So as Kevin is singing his beautiful song, Sildar appears behind you, scares the shit out of you because you're so into your song, and he's just like, "Boys, you need to follow me." He goes, "I need to tell you something." And as you're walking along the trail, he explains to you that he's taking you to the townmaster, Harbin. But he explains to you that this guy is very temperamental. He's knows him from the past. He's not very attentive. I think Grista explained that to you in the bar a few times before. And but we have some stuff we need to get out of him. And he explains to you guys that the lost mine of Fandelver, which obviously you guys have heard that a lot, is literally a lost mine that used to bring in a tremendous amount of wealth for the town, but over time the mine's location was lost because it was always a secret, and the people who knew the secret pass on, etc., etc. So Sildar thinks it needs to be of the utmost importance to find the lost mine of Fandelver, which I'm pretty sure you adventurers might have seen coming. Like, there's a lot of guards around here. A lot.
They look like they put up a good fight.
5. There's 10 guards just out on the outside. So, Sildar, he go ahead and moves up there and he suggests that you follow him. And as you can see inside, there's even more guards. Even more. Yep. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of guards, and probably not a good idea to try anything. Sildar says, he's like, "The townmaster is just up ahead. I'm gonna go in and talk to him for a minute, explain who you guys are, and I'll only be a minute." So he goes in there. So
I don't know, but it doesn't seem good. Yeah, it feels weird, like I said. And whose shins do I have to chop to get a fucking drink around here?
Well, you just left the Stonehill Inn. And you're pretty sloshed, so you get the guards up here at the very top. You know, they give you the signal of like they're calling for you. Okay, so you guys are at the front, and you hear conversation, obviously. So Mama real carefully goes, just kind of doesn't make herself look obvious. She kind of focuses her ear, and she hears Sildar's voice saying, "You have to trust these guys. You have to. They're your only hope." It's the only thing you can hear because the town master is just one of those people that just screams and rah, 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 not real clear words. But you can hear very clearly that Sildar is sticking up for you. Suddenly, the door opens.
Well, before we go in there, I just want to say, Mama, from what you heard, are we about to get roped into some bullshit? Not in the language that I speak, so I'm not sure. Yeah, we're about to get roped into some bullshit, lads.
All right, so Harbin Wester calls you in.
I'll lead the parade.
Move up, and as you can see, there's two red brand ruffians in the chairs, and they've clearly been talking. So they were in this room the whole time that Sildar was. The red brands just kind of give you a not even a cold look, just almost a disinterested look. Like they just don't care who you are. Not not intimidation, not bullying. They just are like, you're beneath me. I don't care. And they walk out of the room very swiftly and don't say anything.
Out of my way. I got bad knees.
So Sildar is going to, of course, move up towards the desk so he can talk to Harbin. So first of all, Harbin would like you to explain yourselves. What's been going on currently, what you guys have been doing. Like he wants to know what you're doing in his town, essentially. And he says, "I don't want jokes. I see the bard there. I don't want to hear any songs. I see the barbarian there. I don't want any intimidation. And I see the monk there. I don't want any tricks. I just want to know why you're here and what you're doing."
We got hired to escort some stuff into town. Did we even do that? Oh. Oh.
Clearly, confidence is not your strong suit. Is it true that you killed goblins on the Triber Trail?
Oh, fuck, we did. There was a lot of them.
Is it also true that you didn't kill all of them and one of them escaped and made it into town?
I know one got away.
Because I believe I heard something about a goblin and an inn and there was a fight. Do you know anything about that?
Did we get into a fight in an inn? I cannot remember.
Now, come on, be honest with me. I'm the most honest guy in the world.
Unctuous friend. We did.
Okay?
Uh,
Hmm.
Oh, so that's why we got kicked out of the last place, because I hit that guy in the shin. Huh? Mama, go back to bed.
I want to trust you guys. Give me a reason to trust you in my town and to not have you just removed. Give me that reason.
Not here to intimidate. We're just here to let some gold, get some food, and help out some good townsfolk.
So Harbin, he stops for a second and he looks at you and then he walks away from his desk and he approaches Fargrim. He thinks about it for a second. And he puts his arm out and he grabs Fargrim's shoulder and he goes, "You have my trust."
That was easy. Wow.
But hold on. He still has your shoulder in his grasp. He says, "But cause any more trouble and you will regret it." And that face of almost like a cop that's kind of gone, good guy to a criminal where you think you could trust him goes away very fast.
I hate myself, but I'm not scared of this man.
No. He didn't necessarily say be afraid of him. Because remember what he has access to. So, he asks you guys to leave, but as he asks you to leave, he asks all of you to escort him towards his home. So again, as you're taking Harbin towards his house, he kind of eases the tension a little bit, but you guys have this feeling of like, not that you're necessarily afraid of him, but that he could go off at any moment. Yeah, I mean, hell, even Mama could probably take him physically. That's not the thing to be afraid of. What's to be afraid of is what he can bring out in retaliation. But he's letting up a little bit. You're thinking, okay, even if we do things, if he doesn't figure it out, we should probably be okay. So he goes into his home, and as he's walking into his home, it all kind of crosses your minds. You go, why did he ask us to escort him to his home? He's got guards left and right. Why us? The thought kind of just meddles on your mind for a little bit. So as he goes into the house, you guys are kind of deciding what to do. You're talking amongst yourselves.
I gotta agree with Mama. I don't like this. This is weird. We should probably just skedaddle before some shit goes down.
So as you hear that, you hear this young boy calling you, and and he's like, "Come here, come here." There's no real reason to be afraid of this kid. He's making the signal. Come here, come here. And the three of you follow, and his name is Carp. So hi, Carp. My name's Carp. So this is called Carp Alderleaf. His mother, Queeleen, is the owner of the farm. And of course, he's your child. Very simple, right? So Carp explains to you guys, he's like, I've been following you guys around town, and I see what you do, and I really like you. And that's the longest I'm going to use that voice. And, little kid, he's kind of annoying, but you can tell he's got something to tell you. He's got something to tell you.
What do you want, kid? In the nicest way possible. What do you want, kid?
He explains to you that when he was exploring the other day, he got near the Transcender Manor. It's when you enter Phandalin, at the very end of the town, there's kind of this like run-down castle. And one day, when he was exploring around that area, he saw a bunch of bandits sneaking in through a secret passage. And they saw them coming out, but they didn't see him. And he explains to you exactly where it is. He draws you a map. So he now has he's given you guys a secret entrance, which is where the Red Brands hang out. So you know a secret entrance there now. So then his mother, Queeleen Alderleaf, comes up to you guys, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And
hello, lassie. How are you?
She says, I'm doing good. I've heard stories of goblin slayers. Are you the goblin slayers they speak of?
Oh, Jeez, yeah, that would be us.
She looks at Fargrim and she says, "Are you the one that dug the axe into the Red Brand in the Stonehill Inn?"
Aye, that was me.
She says, "I will buy you a drink the next time I'm in there, my man." And she tells you, "You are all welcome to stay at my farm at any time for free if you ever don't want to stay there. You're all welcome." And she looks very confused. She's like, "Wait a minute." She goes, "I thought there was more of you. Isn't there more of you? Did something happen?"
We were at the bar just having a drink at Stonehill Inn, and about half of our party just flipped right off. I don't know what happened.
That's
so. You said we could stay here, yeah?
Yeah, for free, absolutely. I mean,
to the bedroom last.
Well, I like you guys. I really like you guys. So as you guys are talking, you hear some rustling. Then 1, 2, 3 Red Brands show up at the farm, and they don't exactly look happy. They don't exactly look happy. So they know who you guys are. They know especially who Fargrim is. So as you see them approaching, you notice that the middle one is limping a little bit. Just a slight tick in his step, and the middle one. You know.
Sorry, that's the one I chopped earlier. It looks like shit's about to go down.
So Carp and Queeling immediately run into the house, in fear, and you tell them, run. They don't need to be a part of this. Okay, so 17. So he hits. Ooh, wow. He's gonna 6 damage. So he takes the sword. She takes the sword and like stabs it into his shoulder blade and tears down quite a bit and really rips him open. So now he is bloody. He shoots the crossbow and so he goes to attack Mama with his short sword, and unfortunately misses just barely. The one that Tyler shot at, he's actually going to move up towards Tyler.
That's the one with the limp, right?
Yes, it is. And he's going to also make an attack with his short sword. He also misses completely. So this one right here, the one that did not attack, that was not attacked by Fargrim, comes up towards Fargrim, and he's going to do the exact same thing the last one did. He attacks him with a short sword. He does not hit him.
I'll deal with you later. I've got unfinished business. Oh, I'm attacking the one that went after my boy Kevin. Okay, well, I'm just gonna take a swing at him with my great axe. And I rolled a 16.
16. So you are that's a hit.
Okay, so I rolled a 5.
So you're gonna do 7. You caught him in the chest, and you didn't kill him, but he's bleeding, and he's doing one of these like a like he's grasping for life.
What we get for trying to fight Kevin, you fuck. And 14 with the dart.
Ooh, a dart. So she throws the dart like right at his face.
For 3.
Okay, so you did 3 damage to him.
Woo! Put him down for the count, Kevin. I got him.
He's right in front of you, man. He's right in front of you.
I'm gonna do the daggers.
So you take your Kevin takes his dagger and he goes to shove it into his chest, but at the last second the red brand moves and he slips past and does not stab the red brand. And the one that's standing right next to Tyler is gonna go ahead and take his shot.
He's going fragile.
And miraculously, he fucking misses again. So he takes his short sword and goes, and he does hit Mama. Uh-oh. So he hits Mama for 8 damage.
Oh, Christ. Don't worry, Mama, we're coming to get you.
You're at 7. So that would make you bloody.
Ouch.
Yeah, you're not doing good. This is getting dangerous. And he's going to move right towards and he's going to attack him. Ooh, and he hits him. Uh-oh.
Oh, Christ, how much damage did he
He's
do?
going to hit him for 6 piercing damage. So that puts Mike down at 19. Oof.
Well, that means I'm going to attack twice. I'm going to attack the guy between me and Kevin with one of my daggers. Okay. Holy shit, I rolled a nat 20 with
Oh my god, so you're going to do double damage of what you roll next.
12. I stuck the blade between his ribs, finding the heart, but not only did I drive it hook deep, I twisted that bitch, snapping the ribs and tearing his lungs to shreds. Take my other dagger and stab the guy hiding behind me.
Ooh, no fucking way.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The dice gods heard me. They heard you guys were being fucked, and so they came in to help you.
They got to the land of the ice and snow.
Oh man, so you did 14 damage to him. He is like on the absolute verge of death.
As I'm stabbing this guy, I yell at Mama. I'm like, get your bitch ass over here so Kevin can heal you. I'll deal with that fucker.
She goes up to him. She tries to punch him in the face twice, right? But unfortunately, both times she misses.
Damn it. You tried, Mama. I appreciate the help. It was rigged. Recount.
I demand a recount, or we will take over billing.
Kevin, get over here and heal her. Damn it.
Okay, so you're gonna do 8. You're gonna heal her for 8. So she's back up to full health, actually. How about that? And this one, the one that's just barely alive, that Mike, just about killed, he's gonna go ahead and take his sword, and with, his dying effort, he swings it towards Mike's fiery red face, and he hits him. Uh-oh.
I laugh.
Unfortunately, he only does 4 damage. So Mike is now bloodied. Ooh. It's a good color on you, Mike. Or Fargrim, I should say. So, and now this red brand is going to move towards Kevin. And he's also going to attack. He does hit Kevin for 8 piercing damage. So that puts Kevin at 13 out of 21.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna put this last bastard out of it, or this bastard out of his misery by just swinging my axe at him.
You hit him.
Well, this guy's already bleeding from being stabbed in the gut, so I just take my axe, a swing, and send his head like a fucking golf ball.
Which way does his body go?
Away from Mama.
Okay, so the head's over here. He is dead. He is 100% dead. Ooh, nice. 7.
I went straight for the baby.
Straight for the bit. Ooh. So the red brands are all dead. You survived the attack just barely. That was a little bit closer for comfort than I think you guys might have liked. Almost broke my bone. So did you guys want to do anything with the bodies?
No, Christ, Mama, no.
So, I mean, you investigate all 3 bodies, and you find that each one of them has as you saw, a short sword. Their tunics and all that good stuff, and then they each have about a total of 20 gold altogether.
Some gold, boys. Well, you know what? You have it because they wouldn't have come looking for us if I hadn't chopped this shit. So I'm gonna be a good guy. You keep it, share with Mama what you will. I'm good with my 8 gold.
Fargrim, for that I'm going to give you an inspiration token. I felt that was an extraordinary character building moment. You're going to bury him?
Hey, pretty lady, you got a shovel I can borrow?
Why, yes, I do, you handsome devil.
Oh, no.
And she hands over a shovel. So Fargrim, you now have a shovel. So where are we going to hide these guys?
Yeah, that barn there.
Okay, inside the barn?
Yeah.
Okay, right corner. Are you going to bury all 3 of them in the same area?
Yep, shallow grave.
Just to see if you break the ground, I'm going to have you make a strength check. Ooh, nice. So you make a nice, good hole for the first one.
One big shallow grave.
Okay, so you make a big hole. Ooh. So Fargrim, he's struggling. He's not getting much. Does someone want to take over and try and dig for him?
I'll try digging.
Ooh, okay. So you get it dug about halfway, not quite halfway. So it's about. So Mama is looking at you guys like pissed off.
I don't like.
Okay, so you get it again, not quite to the very end. There's just about, maybe 8 to 10 inches of dirt left that you want to dig out. It's almost there, but you're not quite there. Ooh. You take the shovel, and as it goes into the ground, it like digs in and it sticks, and you flip over and you fall right on top of the inside the hole, and you flat on your back. So Fargrim, just like he goes he really toughs up. He digs. 4 feet, 4-foot grave. Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? You were successful. You were completely successful in a 4-foot grave.
I got my body in.
Okay, first body goes in. Kevin's goes in, but Mama's, she picks it up and she goes to put it in, and she falls back, and the body falls right on top of her. She's gonna take 2 damage for the body falling on top of her. That was unpleasant. Perfect. He pulls it off, and then Fargrim make one more strength check to throw the body into the hole. And you throw it in, and you almost fall, and you just strain your arm just a little bit, and you're gonna actually take some damage for that because it really pulled on your arm. and you're gonna take 4 damage. That fucked your arm up pretty good. All right, so you buried him in a 4-foot grave. So as you guys are talking, Quilleen, she calls you in. She says, "Hello, boys." She's okay. So you're just sitting right next to me there. Okay. You're gonna have to make a persuasion check to see how that goes. So Fargrim kind of does this, like the awkward thing, like the 12-year-old boys do in the movie theater, where they like reach over, and about 50% of the time works. This is the time that it doesn't, unfortunately. But, he did roll a 13, so it's not the most awkward thing in the world. She kind of giggles and gives him a face and says, "Go sit at your own place." But not exactly shoving him off right away. So it could have gone worse. Could have gone worse. She asked first, she's like, well, where did Fargrim go?
I was sitting in
I was like, what the fuck happened? So she first asked, she's like, are there any questions you have about Phandalin? Is there anything you need to know?
I'd like to know more about that mine. Yeah. Where can we start on this quest to look for Phandalin mine?
Well, it's funny. It's funny you ask, because there's someone I think you need to talk to. There's a friend of mine named Redolph. He's a druid. Now, are you familiar with druids?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, this druid, he, knows the location of, or this entire map of the Forgotten Realms, basically. Every inch you could think of, he knows it. Now, I don't know exactly what you're looking for. You mentioned this mine. That's always been something of a mystery here. But I guarantee you, if there's places you need to go, he will help you find it. But I have to warn you guys, it's going to be a quest in itself to find him, because you will be going to an area that is not exactly safe.
We got a team. We got a good team.
So he's near a town called Thunder Tree, which isn't really much of a town anymore. It's more of the ruins of Thunder Tree. There's a few things you got to understand about Thunder Tree. While it might not be inhabited by, civilians and township, it is still inhabited by more than just orcs. The 3 of you could never handle. You handle those red brands, fantastic, but they're just within your skill level. My suggestion to you, to head towards and to find my friend, and to ask him the questions you need, but I would highly suggest not doing it right away. I would suggest having a larger party. But on top of that, and then as you guys are talking, she kind of just starts explaining more about her friend. Nothing that exciting, honestly. But as she's talking, you hear a knock at the door.
I'll answer it.
So you open the door, and he grabs Kevin immediately, and he goes, "What did you do? Or what did you do? What did you do?" So he kind of pulls back, and he goes, "Did you really do nothing? The town master is on his way. Everyone heard commotion earlier, and they can't figure out what's going on, and apparently some red bands are missing. Would you know anything about that?"
I know nothing about that.
So he's at the front door. So Kevin's at the front door with Sildar and Harbin is screaming, "Goblin Slayers! Now!" He wants you at the front. He wants to speak to you. You all step outside and kind of like a, boys on the schoolyard kind of deal. He's fuming. Like this guy is pissed. Like he looks at you all. Somehow at the same time he seems to be looking into all of your eyes, and he's like, "What happened?"
Small group of bandits that tried harassing this young lady in her house, and we scared them off.
You scared them off? Well, which way did they flee?
To the south.
To the south? How many of them were there?
5? About 5, yes.
5. Could you identify any of them, and any markings, any traits, anything?
One of them had a distinctive limp.
Okay. Did you kill any of them? Are they all alive?
Very mess.
They're a bloody mess, but they're alive. Okay. He's not quite convinced. 2 guards with Sildar come marching up.
God damn it. just went straight for the killing.
I want you all single file. I want to see each one of you single file. I don't want any of this behind each other business. Thank you. He gets up real close to you, and close enough to smell you. You know, he real closely, and he comes back over towards his guards. He says, "I'm going to give you one more chance to tell me the truth, and if you don't, you'll be thrown into the town jail."
Yeah, I don't like being fucking told what's gonna happen to me. I didn't fucking do anything, and if you keep accusing me, I'm gonna stick my javelin right up your piss hole.
He gives you he comes up to you very quickly, and he looks at you. He says, "You know what?" And he puts his hand on his hilt. He says, "I like this one." And he walks back towards his soldiers. You can tell he's not ready to leave yet. He looks at all three of you, and he goes, a need to know basis. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's what I fucking said.
Can I expect any more trouble out of you?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
No. Let me ask that question again. Can I expect any more trouble out of you? And he winks.
We'll do our best.
He gives kind of a, okay, I think they got the message look. But then he gives you kind of a more concerned look. And this is a legitimately concerned look. But there's a little hint of intimidation in there. And he goes, I think you guys should know, or maybe you do know, that I'm not really the one to fear. Is that understood?
We never feared you in the first place, laddie.
I'm done with this. I'm done with you peasants. And he tells his soldiers to retreat. And they all take off and they disappear into the town. So Sildar comes up to you and he's like, what the hell was that? What are you hiding?
Oh, we're not hiding 3 bodies around the corner of the house, that's for sure. Fuck.
Sildar looks right at you. He goes, where did you bury them? Sildar he gets up close to you, and this whole time Sildar has been this, he's legit. He's a soldier. He's real, but you never really felt threatened. This is the first time he's ever even tried to threaten you. And he gets up to you really close, and he goes, "You can tell me. I promise." So he stands over the grave. Why such a short grave?
Because we're lazy. We got little arms.
Okay, so Sildar, he tells you that he has some major plans that he needs to tell you, but he would rather the rest of the party be involved. So he suggests that you all retreat into the house and get some rest. And that is the end of session 3.